So when we create any equivalent model, then we need to identify the direction of vibration of the given system. Okay. So here this mass will vibrate only in the horizontal direction. Okay. And therefore this spring or elasticity provided. So we will show this spring in the horizontal direction only. So this is the equivalent, that is a diagram B is the equivalent vibration model for the given physical system, which is the water tank. So let us see how the water tank is going to vibrate. So here the water tank is spherical and it is fixed at the surface, bottom surface. So this is the transverse vibration. Okay. So I hope you have understood the concept of physical system and its equivalent vibration model. Okay. So to draw the equivalent vibration model, you need to identify the mass element within that system and the spring element, because every time the spring element will not be directly visible like simple spring mass system. Okay. So for the given physical system, by observation or by imagination, you have to find out the mass element and the spring element. Okay. And then you can draw the corresponding equivalent vibration model. Now, next step is once you get the equivalent model, that is a simple model that will describe the physical system, you will write the equation. Okay. So this equation basically they will define the given system. So what is concept of a mathematical model? So simple mathematical model so suppose you have one spring. Okay. This spring, it is having some value k. Let us take this as a 10 Newton per meter. So this is the spring constant. Okay. And if you apply or if you connect some weight, okay, so this weight, this is 10 kg, 20 kg, 30 kg. Okay. Every time if you change the value of this weight, and the question is find out the corresponding displacement. Okay. So basically this is one physical process. So in order to find out the displacement because of 10 kg, 20 kg, 30 kg, 40 kg, you will connect this weight one by one. Suppose if you connect 10 kg, okay, then you will measure the displacement. Let us take M is 10 kg. And once you connect the 10 kg, this is the displacement or the elongation of this thing. Okay. So take this as a 10 centimeter. Suppose you want to find out the deformation because of 20 kg. So you will connect 20 kg and again you will find out its deformation. So you will measure this length. Okay. For 30 kg, you will connect 30 kg. Again, you will measure this length. So this is physical process. Okay. If you conduct one experiment to find out the deformation because of each weight, then every time you need to connect the weight 10 kg, 20 kg, 30 kg, you have to measure the displacement. But just by one equation, you can easily predict the deformation due to different weights. Okay. So what is that equation? So that equation is nothing but spring force is equal to spring constant into deformation. So this one equation is sufficient in order to find out the deformation by all these weights. Okay. So we will just replace the value of F and you will get the value of X. So X will be just, I will replace F by W. So W upon this spring constant. Okay. So for 10 kg, so this will be 10 into 9.81. Let us take this as a 10 only. Okay. So this will be 100 divided by spring constant is 10. Okay. So this is 10 centimeter. Sorry, 10 meter. Or you can take any SI unit. If you want 20, just replace this 20 for 30. So this equation, this is called as a mathematical model. Okay. So mathematical model means what? Any physical process is represented by some equation. Okay. So this equation is nothing but the mathematical model for the given physical system. We have so many equations in mechanics, okay, in fluid mechanics, in strength of material. So all these equations, basically they are describing any physical process. Okay. So what is the use or significance of this mathematical model is? So they will replace the necessity, or they will just minimize the necessity to perform the experiment. Okay. So mathematical approach is the parallel approach for the experimentation. Okay. So with this example, you can understand, if you want to find out all these deformations, the only way, if you don't have this mathematical equation, is perform the experiment. You take one spring. Okay. So take this spring with given constant, then connect weight one by one, then measure this. Okay. So all this procedure, it will take some time to perform this experiment. But if you have this equation, just by single equation, you can perform all the experiments virtually. Okay. So this is the use or significance of the mathematical modeling. So you must have studied this mathematical modeling in the fluid mechanics also. You have modeled different flows. Okay. Steady flow, unsteady flow. Okay. So this is all about the mathematical modeling. Now in the vibration, for the mathematical modeling, our aim will be to get the natural frequency. Okay. So to find out this natural frequency for any physical system or any vibration model, okay, you will use Newton's second law, and this is also a D'Alembert's principle. So you must have studied this D'Alembert's principle in your engineering mechanics. Okay. So Newton's second law and D'Alembert's principle, the equation is almost same. Okay. Then second is the energy method. So here in the energy method, we will use the kinetic energy and the potential energy. Okay. Then third is the Rayleigh's method. So Rayleigh's method is also based on this kinetic energy and the potential energy. Just we will consider only the maximum energy. And the fourth method, this is the Lagrangian method. Okay. So these four methods, they are used in order to find out the mathematical model for the given vibration model or vibrating system. So we will discuss all this one by one. How to use Newton's second law, energy method, Rayleigh's method, and the Lagrangian method. So this is the first method for the mathematical modeling, Newton's second law, or it is a D'Alembert's principle. So how do we find out the natural frequency for any physical system? So all the physical systems we need to convert into simple spring mass system. I'm just talking about the single degree of freedom system. Okay. So during your entire syllabus of the vibration, we just have the single degree of freedom system. Okay. So previously we had the multi degree of freedom system also in the vibration, but there is a separate subject in your last year, that is in your 7th semester. So that is actually an elective subject. Okay. So in that subject, you will learn the multi degree of freedom system. Okay. But actually in the industry, we don't follow this analytical methods. So this is just a research approach. So after your graduation, if you want to pursue masters or PhD, then for that you will need this all mathematical approach. Okay. Otherwise, if you work in the industry, all the analysis is being carried out only in the softwares. So there is an ANSYS software for the vibration simulation, or in the Inventor. Inventor is one of the best software. So in the Inventor, there is a dynamic simulation part. Okay. So in that dynamic simulation, you can perform this vibration. Even you can get the natural frequency, different modes of the vibration. Okay. But the mathematical approach, that is called this analytical approach, it is only followed in the research area. Okay. So in the syllabus, we will only discuss the single degree of freedom system. So let us see how to calculate the single degree of freedom system, how to get its equation. So in the first diagram, I have just taken one spring. Okay, it is not deformed. So it is at the free length. Okay, so free length means without any deformation. Okay, so I have just connected that spring with one fixed support. Okay, so this is the fixed support. You can take this as a free length. Okay, just imagine you are performing one physical experiment. Okay, so in the laboratory, you have taken one spring. You have just connected that spring with the fixed support. Okay, so in the laboratory, the actual setup is like this. So this is the frame. It is connected to the ground. Okay, so basically this is a steel frame that will provide the fixed support. At this point, we connect this spring like this. Okay, so initially spring is at the free length. There is no deformation. After that, you will just connect one mass. That is a known weight. Okay, so this weight 1 kg, 2 kg, they are standard weights, 4 kg. Okay, so we have to connect it gently. Okay, after that, do not release this weight immediately. Okay, if you release the weight immediately, it will provide the impact force. Okay, in that case, vibration will be different. In order to get the simple harmonic motion, we need to release this gently. Okay, so allow the spring to deform permanently. That is called as a static deformation. So here you can observe in the second diagram, I have just connected the weight. Okay, then you should allow this gradually to deform up to its maximum displacement. Okay, so this displacement that is shown in the third diagram. So from this point, that is from the free length point up to this deformation, this is called as a static deformation. So what is meaning of static deformation? If you connect the mass, okay, and if you allow the spring to deform very slowly because of that mass, then after some deformation, that is a permanent deformation, system will be at the equilibrium. So this is the equilibrium position. Okay, at this position, system is not oscillatory. Okay, so it is just a deformed system. There is no oscillation. Okay, but there is a permanent deformation because of the mass. At this position, this is our reference position for the oscillation. Okay, so I have drawn one reference line. So this reference line, this is called as a static equilibrium position. So in your exam, there can be one question, what is meaning of a static equilibrium position? Okay, and what is a static deformation? So once you connect the mass, there is a permanent deformation and system mass will get deformed permanently. Sorry, spring will get deformed permanently because of that mass. But at that position, system is not oscillating. Okay, after this, you need to provide some excitation force or excitation displacement. Okay, so this excitation force is provided to the mass. It will cause some extra deformation. Okay, so you can see here, this is the x of t. Okay, so this is the externally provided displacement. Okay, so once you press it gently in the downward direction, and if you release the force, then because of the elasticity, the elastic force, that is the spring force, will try to pull the mass to its static equilibrium position. Okay, so every time spring force will try to bring the mass to this static equilibrium position, not to this position. Okay, you should remember this difference. The spring force will try to bring the system to this level only. Okay, so this mass, it will continuously oscillate about this position. So this is the static equilibrium position. Okay, and then if you plot the waveform, you should plot the waveform by taking this as a reference axis. So initially, if the mass is moving in the downward direction, you will get the waveform like this. After equilibrium, it will cross the equilibrium. Again, it will move to the top extreme position. Again, it will travel to the mean equilibrium, that is static equilibrium. And this cycle will repeat for the free vibration. Okay. So this is the vibration that is called as a free vibration. And for this vibration, we need to find out the frequency that is called as a natural frequency. Okay. So let us see how to find out this frequency. So to find out this frequency, we will draw the free body diagram. Okay. So for the free body diagram, just take this mass n, and on this mass, we have to show the different forces acting. Okay. So first force is mg. So suppose this mass is m. So mg, it is because of the gravity. It will act in the downward direction. Now, what is the opposing force that will be provided by this spring? Okay, so that force will be K into x static plus x. So what is meaning of this x static plus x? So spring will provide the force which is corresponding to its total deformation. Okay, so total deformation means what? We should take this as a reference. Okay, so from this reference point, what is the total deformation? So you can see here, this is the initial deformation, that is called as a static deformation, and this deformation is nothing but the x static. After this equilibrium position, again we are adding some extra deformation, that is called as external displacement. So that is nothing but xt or just x. So this addition will be total deformation, x static plus x. Okay, and formula for spring force is F is equal to, this is K into x. Okay, so right now we consider x plus x static, that is a total deformation. Okay, so this is the opposing force, or this is called as a restoring force. Okay, and then there will be acceleration. So according to Newton's law, if you have the forces on the system, okay, then it will develop some acceleration, and therefore we should use this equation: summation of forces is equal to mass into acceleration. There is no displacement or movement in the horizontal direction, so we will not use that equation. So just use the y direction. Now use the sign. If the forces are in the downward direction, take this as a negative. Okay, so K into x static plus x, it is in the upward direction, so it is positive. Mg is downward, negative, equal to this inertia force, that is equal to m into x double dot. Okay, so this is again negative, so minus m into x double dot. So if you simplify this equation, K into x static minus this mg and plus kx is equal to minus mx double dot. So here I have cancelled two terms. One is this minus mg and this k into x static. Okay, so what is meaning? In the static equilibrium position, so you refer this position, the complete system or mass is a stationary. It is not oscillating. Okay, as the mass is stationary, that means the forces must be balanced. So what are the forces in the static equilibrium position? This is the spring force, which is K into x static. Okay, so this is the deformation and K is the spring constant. it must be balanced by the mg force, that is a weight force. So this is the free body diagram. So we can refer this as a free body diagram in this static equilibrium position. Okay, so mg is equal to k into x static. So we can cancel out this, sorry, these two forces, and only remaining is kx is equal to minus mx double dot, and just rearrange the term. So from that we will get this equation, mx double dot plus kx is equal to 0. Okay, now basically this equation, it is a differential equation. So what is differential equation? I have already explained. X double dot means acceleration. So we will write this n. This is second order differential equation, d2x upon dt square plus k x is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the differential equation. So this is called as the mathematical model. Okay, so from this mathematical model, you can find out the natural frequency. Okay, so how to get the natural frequency? So right now you don't see any term of the natural frequency in this equation. So to get the natural frequency, you have to refer the equation of simple harmonic motion. So what was the equation for simple harmonic motion? So it was x double dot plus omega square x is equal to 0. Okay, if any system, that is any vibrating system, it has this equation, then this term, it will give the value of the natural frequency. So now compare this equation with this equation. So this is similar to this equation, just we need to rearrange the term. So I will write that equation. So just write mx double dot plus kx is equal to 0. So this is x double dot plus k by m into x is equal to 0. Okay, so now compare this equation with this equation. We have the same terms. This is x double dot, this is x is equal to 0. So this omega square is nothing but this value. Okay, so therefore we get omega square is equal to k by m. And what is omega? Omega will describe this waveform, which is a waveform with the constant amplitude, that is called as a simple harmonic motion. So this is called as a natural frequency. Omega n square is equal to k upon m. Okay, and from this we will get omega n is equal to square root k upon m. So this is the equation for natural frequency of a spring mass system. Okay, so if you want to find out what is the natural frequency, so just by using this equation you can get the value of omega n. So you should know the value of spring stiffness and the mass attached to the system. Okay, so this is how you can derive the equation for natural frequency by using the Newton's second law. Okay, so today we will stop here. In the next lecture, we will see the energy method and the release method. Okay, so just give your attendance and then you can leave the meeting.